Welcome to the Pittsburgh Dish. I'm your host, Doug Heilman. How much do you like hot sauce? This week, we talk with Lisa Ray of Hammajack Heat Company to learn about her business and Pittsburgh's first upcoming hot sauce festival. Are you always on the lookout for the next great slice of pizza? Ashley Cesaratto shares the praises of Vitalia Wood Fired Oven. And do you have that recipe or two that's in constant rotation at home? Vonn and Quay of Burghade Lemonade share one of their go-tos, Jamaican jerk mushroom pasta. All that ahead. Stay tuned. The Pittsburgh Dish is supported by Chef Aleka LLC. Visit her website at chefaleka.com to learn about menus, services, and cooking classes. That's chefaleka.com. Now, on to the show. Thank you so much for coming over and for being on the show. Would you introduce yourself to our listeners and what you have going on right now in the world of food?
Well, my name is Lisa Ray, and I currently own Hammajack Heat Company. It's a hot sauce company, which is very exciting. I never thought I'd be making hot sauce or selling hot sauce.
Yes.
But not only am I making and selling hot sauce, I am putting on Pittsburgh's first ever hot sauce festival, which I would never have guessed I would be doing. And it is the most fulfilling professional thing I've had going on in my whole life, I think.
Well, congratulations on all of it.
Thank you.
I have so many questions. First off, why don't we just get to the heart of the name? I love that name. Where did that name come from? Hammajack.
I love the story, and lots of people ask that. It was my husband and I, Frank and I, had a bathroom remodeling business for about 14 years. Just closed it up a year ago. And one of our customers, their little 4-year-old, Max, would call Frank's jackhammer a Hammajack. Little kids always say the cutest things.
So perfect.
And that family actually became good friends of ours. And they are hot sauce lovers too. I was not, by the way. This was a thing that Frank and Bob, the husband, had in common. So when Frank brought his sauce over to their house, Max pointed and called it Hammajack sauce.
Oh my goodness.
And it was just something Frank was making for fun.
Yes.
And would give it to friends and family. He just loved hot sauce, and it was a passion of his. So fast forward a few years when we decided, sure, we can make this into a business. And I started looking for a quote unquote real name. There was no better name.
It feels really good. Yeah.
It's unique. I mean, we have hammajack.com because it's not a real word.
Right.
And I remember our designer, our artist who redid our logo and our labels, and they're beautiful. At the time, he was struggling with the name a little bit. And he said, well, but what is a Hammajack? And then actually, I remember it was Erwin at Fulton said to me, well, what was a Pringle? Until everyone knew what it was. And I said, you're right.
Yes.
And now, I mean, Hammajack is Hammajack.
Yes.
It's our sauce, and I love it.
I am noticing you're wearing a Hammajack t-shirt today, and I sort of see a jackhammer in there in some way, but I hadn't picked that up until we talked about it. So that's perfect.
And lots of people mispronounce it as Hammerjack.
Yeah, I think I want to do that.
Yeah, until you get used to it, and then it rolls off the tongue as Hammajack.
It does.
So it's a lot of fun.
So Frank was sort of the start. Your husband, Frank, was sort of the start of
He was
the
absolutely
business.
the start, yes.
And how long has Hammajack as a sauce that people can buy? How long has that been going now?
Well, I like to say legally, when we got our health department permit from the county, that will be 3 years this October.
Oh, congratulations. So, you're coming up on an anniversary then.
We are. And of course we were making it before that and giving
away.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. But the funny thing is most of our sauces, and at the time, all of our sauces were made with peppers from local farms.
Okay.
And we found Fulton Commons around this time 3 years ago, actually.
All right.
And by the time we got through all the paperwork and the certifications, it was October before we got our permit, but pepper season's about over then.
Oh, yes.
And so, now we have this kitchen for a year. What are we going to do to make sauce? Mm-hmm. So I've found this a number of times through the business and through life, challenges breed invention, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, we did not sell a whole lot that first year because we weren't even making a lot of sauce. So I feel like this past year was our first serious year of selling.
Yeah, like exponential.
Yes. We're
getting a groove.
We're in over 26 stores, and I do lots of markets. And now, of course, we have to guess, well, how many peppers should we get this fall to put into fermentation?
Yeah.
What do we expect next year? So, and we have branched out, and we do buy some peppers non-local that are sustainable year round.
But you have to at this point because of your production.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Every time we've had a challenge like that, it's bred something better. Like at the time when we couldn't get many local peppers, one of the peppers we use is jalapeno peppers. It's a basic pepper. You can get that year round. I can go to Whole Foods if I need to and get some.
Yeah.
So I said to Frank, hey, the only peppers we can get are jalapenos, and we can get a ton of them. So you have to make a sauce with just jalapeno. And that's how Sublime was born. And it's a popular sauce now.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And just to catch our listeners up, so you mentioned you were committing for a year. You are in Fulton Commons. A couple of our other guests operate out of there. They have this beautiful commercial kitchen in the lower level. And you also mentioned Erwin. Erwin Mendelsohn is one of the owners of Fulton Commons. So he's giving you a little nudge and direction here and there. What's a Pringle? I love that.
Yes, he loves following our story, and he loves the energy I come in with, always some other silly story.
Oh,
and I
so
crack
perfect.
him up.
Well, it's also, we talked about this with Mike Harding and a couple of other folks.
Yes.
Even just being there and seeing everyone else do their thing and their story is also motivating too. And to learn from other people. Like, what are you doing? How are you navigating that?
We love it.
Right.
I mean, because you're working with other entrepreneurs who are passionate about what they're doing. They're friendly. They'll give you free food samples and they'll give you advice on your sauce. And there's a lot of collaboration. And it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And we love that energy. It's been very helpful to us, actually.
That's how we first connected. I was there for some other lunch thing, right?
Yes, yes. I think Barb was doing a sampling of her food.
That's right. AB Kitchen. AB Kitchen.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes. And what's great too is it's helped us with dinners. We'll buy from the people down there.
Oh yeah.
The other
so you can
tenants.
actually feed yourself.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Well, Lisa, I want to just pivot a little bit. One of the things we haven't talked about yet are the different hot sauce flavors. You hinted at the Sublime. Can we just do a rapid fire of some of them? We don't have to do all of them.
Sure. I'd be happy to. Well, OG was the original sauce that Frank made over years.
Okay. The one he would give away to people.
Yes. He just had the one sauce, but he would tweak it each year, each harvest.
Yeah.
He would go to local farmers markets and find cayenne peppers, which led us to the specific cayenne pepper. That's a whole other story that just took his sauce to another level. We felt like it was the perfect pepper.
Yeah.
And then one year he was just, a friend gave him some random peppers and he tried something with that and developed, I forget what we called it. Oh, jalapeno. So at the time we had this cayenne sauce, we were calling it, and we had a jalapeno sauce. And then we ended up with a trifecta that had 3 peppers. And these were the early renditions of our sauces.
Well, and can I ask about a couple of the ones that intrigue me? Ginger.
Oh, I love talking about ginger because, like I said, I was not a hot sauce person. I had the business background. I was a CPA, and I was the one that said, sure, we can start a business, just go into all kinds of debt. And, that's how you'll be fine.
But you have a good viewpoint of it. You have a good sort of background to that then.
I managed small businesses and things. So I knew that we could do it, whereas Frank was convinced that it's not something we could do. When we started selling hot sauce, I thought, well, I better start eating this so I can talk. Because honestly, before we sold it, I'm sure that I tasted Frank's sauce. I can't imagine I wouldn't have, but I didn't use it on any regular basis. It just wasn't my thing. I don't know.
Well, that was a question I had for later is was hot sauce a big thing for you?
No, it was for Frank. And I love spice and flavors and variety of food. It just wasn't something that I reached for.
Yeah.
And so when we started selling it and I was at markets, different farmers markets and things, I thought, well, I need to taste this so I can talk about it. So a couple of years ago, we had some leftover fermented cayenne pepper because we do ferment all the peppers that we use. And I thought, I was feeling inspired. Like, I feel like trying a recipe. I have no culinary background. Neither does Frank, by the way. We have no history in this. It's just pure passion and fun.
Yeah.
But I'd been listening to some podcasts, some food podcasts. I said to Frank, I'm feeling like coconut milk and ginger root for this sauce. And he looked at me kind of funny and said, for a hot sauce? Because it's not common.
No, that's why it kind of sparked my interest.
Yes. And fast forward, it's our most popular sauce.
Get
it's
out
the
of
highest
town.
selling. And it was my first rendition of it.
Wow.
We didn't tweak. Now, granted, over years, Frank tweaked, he got the ratios of everything, like how much pepper, how much vinegar, how much salt, things like that. But I took his recipe and applied some different ingredients and just made a one-off batch, I thought.
Yeah.
And people loved it. So, but we were all out of cayenne. That was the last of the cayenne for the year. So that's when we took a chance and bought some fermented cayenne pepper. And I tried to recreate the ginger. And I couldn't. It just wasn't the same, but it was still good.
Okay.
So we tweaked that into what is now called our bison. That's our version of a buffalo sauce.
Oh, yes.
And then our artist said, let's make this a little bit different, called bison. Because it's not exactly buffalo sauce.
Not exactly buffalo, but close.
Has a lot of the same almost all the same ingredients as the ginger, except for the base pepper is a different type of cayenne.
Interesting.
Yes.
Ah.
So again, a mistake that's not.
Yeah. Well, I love it. And I also really appreciate the names as well as the flavor combination. Can I ask you about one more?
Yes.
Or maybe two.
I love talking about them all.
I will admit, you brought me some today and I'm excited, but I am a little bit of a heat wimp. So
yes.
Anything that has a little sweet to it. So you have a sweet heat one, right?
And you'll like the ginger because I'm a heat wimp too. I'm getting better.
Yeah, me too. Jalapeno I can handle. When we get higher, and if you're throwing Reaper into some things, then I don't know. I'll taste it for fun.
We do have Reaper in our flair.
Yeah.
Which is based off of our OG, but again, it's with those cayennes that we purchase. Okay, so it's a little saltier, a little bit more vinegary tasting for some reason. And then we added a little Reaper because we were getting requests for something a little hotter. Our sauce, if you ask Americans or Pittsburghers, our sauce is probably spicy, but it's not really. Not in terms of hot sauce.
When we look across the board at what like Hot Ones is doing and stuff like that, there's probably some that are they're just going for that ridiculous hot.
Right.
Too,
some of them are, but some of them, the thing is, people have different heat tolerances. And when you get up into the higher heat, I'm now experiencing this for the first time. We have that sweet heat and it has a habanero pepper in it. Frank doesn't like habaneros. So we never made anything with habanero, but we kept getting requests. So you got to listen to your customers, right? Yeah. I made a version of this sweet heat with habanero and I wanted it to be hot like our flair sauce, like at least as hot as that. And it's not, but people love it so much that I don't want to change it.
Right.
But I've made a couple versions, or I've made a version where I double the habanero because I'm experimenting with maybe offering a hotter one.
Yeah.
And I tasted it and I said to Frank, it was so intriguing. I said, yeah, it's hotter, but it tastes better. And he said, well, that's because you're just tasting more of the pepper. So if you have a higher heat tolerance, it just allows you to taste a different flavor that otherwise it just feels like pain. So you don't even taste it. So that's what I'm learning.
You're getting into those layers or notes of flavor.
Yes.
You're expanding your own palate.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yes. It's a lot of fun.
So much fun. Before we move away from the sauces, did I also see a barbecue sauce on there somewhere?
Oh, yes. Barbecue sauce was another mistake. I was trying to make a smoky hot sauce because we don't have one. And I didn't want to use liquid smoke. I try to be as what I would consider authentic as possible. And so I bought some Maritas, dried Maritas. From Reina's in the
down in Strip District.
Yes.
I love getting dried peppers from Reina's in the Strip.
Yes. And I got these Maritas, which I now understand to be dried and smoked red jalapenos.
Yes.
So red jalapenos are a little bit sweeter and a little bit hotter than red jalapenos are green jalapenos, just left to ripen
longer.
Yes.
And then also what I understand is a chipotle is a dried green jalapeno.
Yes.
So a morita, am I saying that right?
Yep.
A morita is a dried red jalapeno that's also been smoked.
Yes.
So it's got a great smoky flavor.
Oh my goodness. The smell and the taste of it, that smokiness is incredible.
Yeah.
So I use those. I use some of our fermented jalapeno and a number of other ingredients. I just kept adding things until I got the flavor I wanted. I have whole cherries in there, which you can kind of taste if you pay attention.
Yeah.
And we have some local raw honey. Oh, and the other thing is, well, it turned into what tastes like a barbecue sauce instead of a hot sauce. So I just embraced that, and that's how we market it. But one thing I wasn't thinking of, there are some people that can't eat tomatoes. And so they generally can't eat barbecue sauce.
Yeah, there's usually a tomato paste base.
Yes, yes. So I've had people that have that situation. They can't eat tomatoes, so they can't eat barbecue sauce, and they love our sauce. And they say, finally, a barbecue sauce I can eat because it's all peppers.
Yeah, and yours contains no tomato product.
Correct. Correct. And in fact, the base of it, instead of tomato, is fermented red bell peppers.
Oh.
So, yeah, because we can't have all just hot peppers.
Right,
It'll be too hot.
They'll mellow it out a bit.
Yes,
That's
yes.
so interesting.
Yes, and it is so delicious. It's too hot. I always say this. My palate is getting better with handling heat. But it is too hot for me, but I eat it anyway because it's so delicious. And then I'll just have some Greek yogurt, like a sour cream type thing on the side.
To smooth it out.
Yes, to smooth it out. And the ingredients we use, it's expensive. So I wasn't going to make it because I have to charge like $12 a bottle, but people buy it.
Yeah.
So I'm making it.
You meet where the market is.
Yes.
How wonderful.
This is Lisa Ray with Hammajack Heat Company, and you are listening to The Pittsburgh Dish.
You know, you have mentioned this a couple times, and I'm just curious because I've never done it. I've never seen hot sauce made, but I do understand that there is a fermentation process, at least to some hot sauces.
To some, yes.
Are most of your hot sauces fermented?
All of our hot sauces include fermented peppers.
Let me just ask you, because I'm intrigued by the science of it. Mm-hmm. When you're doing this, when we're going to ferment a pepper, let's talk about how and why. Mm-hmm. So what does this look like when you're going to ferment some peppers? Are you putting them all in a container with salt or just water and a lid? Like, how does that work?
Mm-hmm. Well, it has changed as we ramped up. Yeah, it was different when Frank would make it at home.
Yeah.
And only make 30 bottles of hot sauce at a time for a season. He would ferment the peppers in brine. Okay. So he would chop up the peppers, put them in salt water.
Yes.
And the key was then to put a weight on top of the peppers to make sure none of the pepper was exposed to air.
Yeah, you got to keep it under the water.
Yes, under the water, so there's no oxygen.
Under the brine.
Under the brine, so there's no oxygen exposed. So that's what would create mold.
Would you see little bubbles coming up then?
After just a day or a couple of days, you see little bubbles coming up because they would be in glass jars.
Yeah. So if someone's intrigued, and I've also seen like fermenting like ball jars that have sort of a release lever and stuff too. If somebody wants to do this at home, you can. Yeah. You're leaving it on the counter at room temperature. You're not putting it in the fridge or anything.
No, that would stop the fermentation or prevent it. I mean, I do it at home in just a regular 16-ounce mason jar with cabbage for sauerkraut.
Yeah.
And I just have it sitting on my counter for a couple weeks.
And let's talk about the why for the peppers. What does that do versus using a fresh pepper? I mean, is it necessary because of mold or is it a flavor enhancer?
Right. Well, and first of all, when we did the brine, when we came to Fulton Commons, actually, one of the chefs that was working there said, why aren't you doing mash? You can fit so much more than doing a brine. So what we do now is we chop the peppers up and then mash them.
Yes.
And we don't add any water. And we just add salt.
So this is like the liquid from the peppers now have been really released and exposed.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then we mix salt in with the peppers, and then we put what's called a salt cap on top of them. Then we seal it with a little release valve that allows gas to escape, but nothing to come in, no new oxygen to come in. Oh. So that's what we do now is the mash.
That's the pro way.
Right. And it was very scary. The first year we did it, actually, that was last fall. We had over 1,000 pounds of mash.
Yeah.
And we did not have experience.
Yeah. You're like, I hope this works.
Yes. And it did.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking about the mason jar way for our listeners because I don't think they're going to do that either. But I'm so glad it worked out. You didn't have any big explosions or anything?
No, we had had actually one time, James, who now owns Wise County, I remember him texting me or calling me, one of your buckets has some pepper stuff coming out of the top because we had filled it too close to the top.
Oh, yeah.
You need to
air. What's that called? Headspace.
Yes, you need to allow headspace because it is going to bubble and it is going to rise
doing
at
its
points.
thing.
Yes, so it snuck out.
And getting back to what's the why behind it with the peppers?
Oh,
then?
yes. Frank just always fermented the peppers for the sauce because that's what he had wanted to do. I wasn't sure why, but it does definitely give it a unique flavor. It's a richer, deeper flavor than just a plain pepper. And for our purposes, because we like to use the local peppers, they're only in season for a couple of months. So once you put them in fermentation, they are now good for months or years.
Oh, yeah, because you've preserved them like you would a sauerkraut or something.
Yes.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
It's amazing that you can take this fresh produce and not even have to refrigerate it. Yeah. Just mix some salt in, to simplify it. They can sit there for months or years.
I never thought about that. Thank you so much for the education. I'm asking truly because I want to know.
Yeah. It is interesting. And I guess I always thought that maybe all hot sauces had fermented peppers, but they don't. There's a variety of them. And I will have people asking specifically, like they're looking for fermented sauces because it does have a different flavor.
And I also think what I'm gathering from some food trends in the world too is fermentation helps with digestion. It enhances flavors. As you said, it's breaking down some of the cells and the different components of whatever you're fermenting. And it just makes food taste better.
And it's good for your gut bacteria, right? Now, the issue is we then cook it.
So
it's probably,
pasteurized in a way.
It is pasteurized. Now, before we cook it, we always pour some in some bottles for ourselves because we want that, beneficial bacteria. And in the future, I do want to market that. If we call it raw, like our raw ginger, our raw OG.
Would that have to be like refrigerated then after bottling, you think?
I still have to do more research because when I actually spoke with the health department, they told me it would actually be shelf-stable because our pH is so low.
Yeah.
But once we open it, maybe we'd have to refrigerate it. I need to really dive deep.
Yeah. We'll be on the lookout for that.
But I've had all my friends have tried it. They say it tastes even better. I mean, I think it tastes better too. Yeah. But we started doing it because of the health benefits.
The health benefits, yeah. Everyone loves a health benefit out of something fun like hot sauce.
Something tastes great. Right. Although I'm very careful. A lot of my friends will say, why don't you promote more that you don't have any bad items, quote unquote bad items, ingredients in your sauces because they're all whole foods. We don't use any binders, any fillers. Yeah. But I want to be careful to not make claims.
Right.
So I'm not big on saying all natural or any of that. I want to let it speak for itself. All of our labels have the ingredients quite large because we're proud of the ingredients, but I don't make that an advertising point.
Okay, fair. All right, Lisa, I want to pivot a little bit. You guys have been at it for 3 years or so.
Right.
And I guess in that time you discovered that there has not been a hot sauce festival before.
Right. In Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right.
How great.
I mean, Pittsburgh is a festival town.
That's right. Yeah.
Last year we discovered there's a mac and cheese fest. And what goes better on mac and cheese than hot sauce?
That's right.
So we went there, it was one day, and we sold a ton of hot sauce.
Oh my goodness.
But there's Pierogi Fest. There's, of course, Picklesburg, right, and which is known across the country. And there's so many festivals, tacos, et cetera, et cetera. But there's not a hot sauce festival. And
where it's the star.
Right. Where it is just, hot sauce is the main event. And that's very popular in other cities.
Yeah.
So we went to our first one. My husband and I went to our first one in Cincinnati just about a year ago, last August, at Jungle Jim's.
Okay.
It's a very large grocery store.
I have heard of Jungle Jim's.
It's an experience.
A thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's a thing. It's overwhelming. I don't know how you could shop there. There's too much going on. But we went there for their Weekend of Fire, they called it. It was 2 days with plenty of hot sauce vendors. We were one of about 50 hot sauce vendors. So these are all of our competitors in the same room. It was our first time experiencing this. And the thing that really left an impression on Frank and I was how helpful and kind and supportive all of these other makers were.
Yeah.
We are like new kids on the block, and they're giving us advice. I mean, obviously nobody shares their recipes. We're not talking recipes, but we met people who do fermentation as well. And we talked about that. We talked about co-packing, advertising. They're just so helpful.
Yes.
They're really supportive. And I feel like the food world of Pittsburgh, or the food businesses, is very similar to that. It's, I like to say it's very much the mentality of the rising tide raises all ships.
We hear that a lot on this show, and I love it. I see it too.
Yes. And not just food, small businesses.
That's right.
There's so many collaborations. I mean, look at how many breweries there are in Pittsburgh, and they're co-supportive of each other.
The pizza places, all the pizza people really support each other, even though, to your point, they're sort of competitors, but not because they're all so different.
Right. And that's the thing, because they're all so different. If you like pizza, you want to try all the pizzas.
That's right.
You know, if you like hot sauce, you want to try all the hot sauces.
These people have collections. Like I've seen
Yes.
basements with shelves of hot sauces. So you're on to it.
And I've had stores tell me, well, we'll only carry your hot sauce, it being nice. And I
Right.
say, that's great. I appreciate that. But I'm not offended if you carry another hot sauce because I know the hot sauce market. I know those consumers. They want to try all the hot sauces.
That's right.
So the idea of, you know, having a hot sauce festival, I mean, it's really cool to think I've invited 17 of my competitors have agreed to come to this
Wow.
event.
Yes.
And it's a pretty cool feeling. And I think after they talk with me and understand where I'm coming from, they're excited to participate.
Can we just give a couple high-level details? This Hot Sauce Festival is happening this coming October 4th?
Yes, it's a Saturday, first Saturday in October.
Okay, so it's happening October 4th, 2025.
Yes.
As you've said, you're up to 17-ish vendors.
Including us will be 18
Yeah.
hot sauce vendors.
Yeah, and there's going to be other folks there too.
Yes, we'll have food vendors and things.
Because you got to pair it.
Yes, exactly.
Will you do a Hot Ones-esque
Yes.
tasting?
Of course. In Cold Friend's Kitchen, we'll be making the wings.
That's great. Oh, they're great. I follow them on Instagram as well. So that's
Yes.
fun.
Yes, they'll be making the wings. We have a hot pepper eating contest for crazy people.
Oh.
And I'm talking Carolina Reaper type peppers.
Yes.
And these people eat a lot of them. They
You'll have
train.
to have like medical staff handy
Yes.
nearby just in case. Oh,
right,
gosh.
right. So we have the hot pepper eating contest. And for what I like to say, the little bit less crazy people, but still crazy, we have our fire and ice challenge.
Okay.
Where you eat a hot pepper, and it can be a jalapeno. It depends on your heat tolerance, but you consider hot. And then you get an ice bath because Pittsburgh Tub Club will be there.
Wow.
So you do the fire and ice challenge. It's free to attendees. And for each person who does it, we're going to donate $20 to Animal Friends for Veterans. So we can guilt people into it. Come on, you
love
got to do it
that.
for the dogs and the
That's
veterans.
right. Oh my gosh, that's perfect, Lisa. I love
So much
that.
fun. We're going to have a fire entertainer, a person flying through the air a couple times.
Wow.
It's just so much fun.
Where is the location?
It's at Velum Fermentation.
Okay.
It's in the south side, right under the Iron City clock.
That's right. The new
newly-
clock that just lit up. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And tickets are available for pre-sale right now on your website. Is that right?
They are very much available. And I really, I really want people to pre-buy, but I understand that's not very common. Most people wait till the last minute.
And so they are a little cheaper on your website right now if they pre-buy. I think they're $15 if you pre-purchase.
Yes.
And $20 at the door.
Yes.
All right.
Actually,
so save $5.
yeah, save $5. And actually starting October 1st, if you buy them online, it's also $20.
Okay. So they're going to go up. So
Yes.
go get your ticket and go.
Yes.
All right. So let's recap that for our listeners too. So this is Saturday, October 4th.
Yes.
And what time of day?
For general admission, it starts at 12:30 in the afternoon and it runs until 6 p.m.
Okay.
For VIP ticket holders, it starts at 11 a.m.
Oh, a little
Yes.
schmooze and taste and do whatever you want. Okay.
Right. And they will have their own scavenger hunt arranged for that time period.
Fun.
Where they will look for things and there will be prizes awarded. And they will, at least for the first 100 VIP ticket buyers, they'll get their own tote bag to carry all the hot sauces they purchase.
And you did mention food vendors, hot sauce vendors.
Yes.
Of course, they're all sort of selling and sampling their stuff.
Yes.
Is this like a limited capacity thing? Like, could you sell out? People should probably know.
Yes, it definitely can sell out, and I expect it to. We are capping it at 1,500 people, and that includes the volunteers and people running it.
Yeah.
Because Velum is a large place for a brewery, but it still can't hold an unlimited
The whole
number
city.
of people.
Yeah. We can't do a Picklesburg right in there. So this might really have a thing. So again, a reason to get some tickets ahead of time.
Before they sell out. And one thing I did want to mention is at Velum, they also have this very large game room with pinball machines and a pool table, and that's going to be included as well.
A lot of good things to do.
And of course, beer.
Of course. Well, that goes with wings, hot sauce. all the things.
Yes. And non-alcoholic. We'll have ginger beer there. Actually, Jackworth ginger beer is going to be there. 111 juice.
We
an
love
ice
them.
cream place. Things to cool your palate.
Yeah. And the NA movement is something that I think is super important. So there's always
Yes.
so I keep saying there's always some options, and that's just such a good thing.
Yes. Not even for people who are trying to always abstain, but sometimes you just don't feel like having alcohol.
That's right.
Or you're driving and you're being responsible.
Yeah, I love that. Well planned, and we're wishing you the best.
Thank you. I'm very, very excited.
Lisa, I did want to pivot a little bit and just ask some background. You and Frank had this business for years. Did you both grow up in the local area?
Yeah, we are passionate about Pittsburgh. We love it. Frank grew up the first part of his life in Crafton, not very far from where we are right now.
Where we're recording. Yeah.
And then he moved to Baldwin, and I similarly grew up in Baldwin. I moved a few places when I was younger, but we've been born and raised in
Always
Pittsburgh.
in the Pittsburgh area.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we love it.
For you, before you met Frank, what was food life like? Did you ever think hot sauce would be in your future?
Never. I didn't even know it existed.
Really?
I mean, before Frank, he and I have been together since I was 19 years old. But so, yeah, it wasn't even on my radar whatsoever. I knew from a young age, young being shortly after college, that I wanted to manage businesses or have my own small business.
Interesting.
Which we did with the bathroom remodeling business, because Frank is incredible with all things home related. He can build a whole house himself. So we took his skills and my business background and made that happen for 14 years. We sustained ourselves on that business. Prior to that, Frank was a Boilermaker for over 20 years.
Wow.
And he was pretty high up in the Boilermakers at the time. But yes, that's a little bit of background about us. But yeah, no culinary experience whatsoever, other than we cook for ourselves at home. And we love food.
I was going to ask, are you foodies or do you even like to cook at home?
We do. Yeah. And we like experimenting. I make my own sauerkraut. Frank will make homemade pizzas. We don't do it a whole lot, but we do prepare our own food at home, and we enjoy experimenting with it. And our son does as well.
Excellent. My insider question then is, which hot sauces are you grabbing or using the most at home? Or do you have a dish or two that you like to?
It depends on the dish. I used to unequivocally say ginger. A lot of people, when they see me at a market selling sauce, a lot of people will ask, what's my favorite sauce? And I tell them it is the ginger. If I had to pick just one, it happens to be the best seller too. But anytime I'm making steak, I reach for the trifecta, because I didn't realize it's like the best steak sauce.
Wow.
It's a really good steak sauce. And Frank uses flair a lot, especially in a breakfast burrito or in a chicken noodle soup. That just
interesting.
You know what else is really good? Any of our sauces or other hot sauces in a plain ramen noodle bowl, it just gives it some flavor, a different flavor.
It's
and
a
little
picker up or two, because there's a little like vinegariness to it and that heat. Excellent.
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, our Sublime, I love on hard-boiled eggs. Oh my goodness, but the sweet heat, that's our latest flavor. And that's delicious on everything. Actually, I just had that on vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
You have to try it, because up front, when you have that sweet heat, you get the local maple syrup and whole peaches. You get that flavor. So it is quite sweet up front.
Yes.
And then the habanero comes at the end. Some people call it a sneaky sauce.
Yes.
The heat comes.
Sneaks up on you.
Yes. And instead of vinegar, this is the only sauce we make that doesn't have vinegar. It has a local kombucha, Vibrant Sunshine.
Yes.
So it's very smooth. It doesn't have that vinegar sharpness.
Yeah.
I tried it on ice cream, expecting it might be okay. It was phenomenal.
Did you mention you're going to have an ice cream or milk or something at the hot sauce festival?
We are going to have an ice cream stand.
Wow.
The Parkside Creamery will be there. I met them at an event earlier this summer. A nice little place. The owners were very nice. Their product was delicious. So, and I really wanted to promote small businesses at this festival.
Absolutely.
Of course. So, and I have talked to them about having the sweet heat.
Yeah, I was saying, like, you have a moment to sprinkle that on and try it out.
Yes.
How perfect.
Yes. Thanks for reminding me about that. There's so many things to remember for the festival, but yes.
Earlier, you asked me to remind you about milk.
Oh, yes. Well, if you've watched Hot Ones, for example, lots of people are familiar with that. They have a glass of water and they have a glass of milk. A lot of people will use milk to calm down or cool down their mouth.
They think it's taking some of the capsaicin away.
Yes.
They think.
Yes. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I do know that when I did a sampling last week of our version of Hot Ones, our lineup, milk seemed to help me.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm only having a little drop of the hot sauce.
Right. You're touching the tongue and like, okay,
yes,
that's enough.
Yes. But my understanding is beer, or not just beer, alcohol actually helps evaporate the capsaicin off your tongue. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I do know that chocolate does the opposite. So if you are offered a chocolate hot sauce, I'm not saying don't have it because they can be delicious, but it will stick to your tongue.
It's going to linger.
Yes.
Wow.
It's going to linger.
That's interesting.
But I don't have that part of the festival covered in terms of a milk source.
Yeah. Well, maybe someone will hear this and be like, hey.
Right, exactly.
Oh, well, I'm so excited. And so let's just kind of move on and talk about that a little bit more. We've said that that's the big event happening October 4th. For the business, are there any other goals or events happening in the coming year? Anything else new coming up?
It's funny. We're just kind of rolling with our gut in where this takes us. Mm-hmm. I did not expect, for example, just last month, Giant Eagle Market District, 2 of the Market District stores started carrying our sauce. Thanks to Three Rivers Grown, that's our distributor. Mm-hmm. We sell to most of the stores that we sell to. I sell directly to, and I like that relationship, and I deliver it to them, and that's very helpful.
Like Wise County Biscuits or Mort's.
Yes. DeFeer Coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And also, especially, people can order directly on your website.
Yes, which is always great when we get to online orders. Mm-hmm. But Three Rivers Grown also distributes our product to places like Woolies and a number of other places. And Giant Eagle is one of their largest clients. Mm-hmm. And I really honestly even told them that's not a goal of ours to get into Giant Eagle because number one, that's a lot of stores.
That is a lot of
for
stores.
us to, we have to really ramp up. And then I had a fear of them wanting a discount because our sauce is not inexpensive.
Right.
To sit on the shelf next to these less expensive sauces may not go over well. However, the Giant Eagle Market District is a little bit elevated.
Yeah, more curated. Yes. And they have a focus on local.
Yes, yes, they do. So 2 of the stores started carrying our product 2 months ago. And then the next thing I know, Three Rivers Grown said to me, I can probably get you into some more of those the Market District stores. And I said, please don't, because I don't want to run out of product. I have this fear of growing too fast. Well, and we've been growing organically.
I think that's valid. You want to maintain a good product. You want to have fun with it.
Yes.
There's a certain degree of pressure. Mm-hmm. And
we want the quality to be maintained.
Right.
However, a few weeks later, I got an order through an email for our largest order ever for all 6 market districts because they wanted to have us on special for the whole month of August.
Wow.
So they have us on sale, on special displays. It is just unbelievable. It really, if we were to have created a goal for ourselves, I wouldn't even be thinking market district would be attainable at this stage in our business.
Oh, great.
And even better, they didn't ask for a discount.
Yeah, yay. Well, that's a good news story all around.
Yes.
Wishing you all the best in that.
So we're just rolling with it. And we could have never predicted that or forecasted or planned for it. So I don't want to limit myself by coming up with some grand plan. I'm not good at that anyway.
You're still rolling with it.
I'm good at rolling with it.
It's working.
Yes. Yes.
Well, if people want to actually buy direct from you or even just follow you, why don't we remind folks of your website and any social media that you like to do? Where can people find and follow you?
Yes, well, they can go to our website at hammajack.com. That's HAMMAJACK.com. And they can order there. We ship across the country. And we are most active on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Our handle is at Hammajack Sauce. And we are also on Facebook. My sister recently created a TikTok account for us, but I'm not good at maintaining those. Fortunately, anything I post to Instagram does mostly go to Facebook.
I do the same.
Yes. And it also posts to our website.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Instagram is the most popular. Yeah.
Where you're most active.
Yes, it's where I'm most active.
So people need to look you up, give you a follow.
Yes, we need some more follow. We have 730 some followers. And I thought, it'd be great to get to 1,000.
I think we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lisa. The name of the show is The Pittsburgh Dish. Mm-hmm. I always have a final question for our guests.
That's right.
What was the best dish you had to eat this past week?
Wow. There are so many amazing places to eat in Pittsburgh. And unfortunately, I don't get out to many of them often. However, there's a place near Fulton Commons that I happened to pop into a couple of days ago. Actually, it was Wise County Cafe. I'm there often because I deliver sauce there, et cetera. And I had it seems like such a simple dish. I had their chicken salad sandwich. They make the most simple things so delicious and complex in flavor.
Yes.
It was a chicken salad sandwich, but it had a pickle flavor in it, a very lemon flavor. It was delicious. It was actually the first time in a while that I ate too much. I felt too full. I've been doing pretty good with not overeating lately, but it was just too good. I should have stopped at the first half, but it was delicious.
It was the best bite.
Yes.
And this is at Wise County Cafe, Wise County Biscuits on the north side.
Yes. And I had a little side salad, and it was very fulfilling.
Lisa Rae, it has been such a pleasure to talk with you and learn about hot sauce. Thank you so much for taking some time, and thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I love talking about hot sauce. This was great.
You're in the right field. Up next, if you're constantly on the hunt for the next great slice of pizza, Ashley Cesaratto shares one of her favorites. Hey everyone, we're joined today with Ashley Cesaratto of Eating with Ashley on Instagram. Ashley, I always like to ask where you're going out and about for some new bites. I was wondering this week if you've tried any new pizza places.
Well, a pizza place that I keep going back to again and again is Vitalia Wood Fired Oven, and they're actually a food truck.
Oh.
Yeah, they go to a lot of different places. Their home base is kind of in the Cranberry area.
Okay.
But they'll go to festivals and different events. They do catering as well. And they just started this mobile cannoli box service. Yeah, it's kind of like the old-fashioned cigar girls would carry around cigar boxes, but they do it with cannoli.
Okay.
And it looks super fun. So if any of your listeners are looking for something different for a party, that would be a great choice.
Now, where were they camped out when you had them last?
They were in Cranberry. So I think there were 2 weekends where we went twice in a row.
Oh, wow.
Because they had some specials that were just insanely delicious.
And I'm not going to reveal where Ashley lives, but I'm going to say this is a little bit of a drive. You went there on purpose because it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly highway, you know.
Well, yeah. It was worth it.
It was absolutely worth it.
So mainly you've driven to Cranberry to have Vitalia. Have you located them anywhere else?
They actually catered my brother and sister-in-law's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, so they'll do different events. Sometimes they're maybe outside of a hospital, or they'll do festivals and things in the summertime.
Oh, that's so cool. So I guess it would be best to maybe check out their website or their social handles to see where they'll be. And so we're talking about Vitalia Wood Fired Oven. It's a food truck, and you need to check them out. They're worth the stop.
Absolutely. And they keep their socials very updated. They always pin their schedule every week. So they're super easy to find.
So smart. Ashley, thanks so much.
Sure. Thank you.
You can follow Ashley on Instagram at eatingwithashley.pgh. What recipe is in constant rotation at your house? Vonn Jennings and Quay LeDukes of Burghade Lemonade share one of their favorite dishes. Vonn, when we were here last, we talked all about your and Quay's business making all of these great flavors of lemonade. But I noticed that you guys were talking about loving to cook as well at home. Is there a recipe that you make that is sort of on the rotation all the time, or just something that's super special?
Oh, let's see. So there is a Jamaican mushroom jerk pasta that I make.
Oh.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get the mafado noodles.
Oh, yes.
You have to get those mushrooms, of course. I make everything from scratch: sauce, peppers. Get your Scotch bonnet peppers.
Oh, little spice there.
Oh,
She's a spice girl.
yes, ma'am. Everything has to be spicy. Make it hot.
But you like this, Quay. You like this.
I love it. I love
Okay.
it. I'm not as much of a spicy girl. So I be having to say not as heavy. Tone it down just a tad. But with the pasta, it's perfect actually.
Yeah,
the
it kinda mellows it out.
Yeah, it's. I love it. Just the way that she makes it.
Describe it a little bit more to me. Is there like saucy?
Yes.
Do you like to use a Cajun seasoning?
Yes, so it is saucy. It's like an Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
I make it from scratch.
Oh.
So it's plant-based, heavy whipping cream. Of course, some seasonings mixed in with the peppers, and it has to simmer because it actually darkens.
Yes.
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna make you some.
It sounds delicious.
Make you some.
And I mean, great for plant-based, but I imagine you could add some shrimp in there or something if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I told you I'm not giving up my seafood.
I know, you said this to me before. All right. So what do you call it again?
The Jamaican jerk pasta, mushroom pasta.
Jamaican jerk mushroom pasta. I'm going to get that recipe from you.
Yes.
Vonn, Quay, thank you both for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you for Pittsburgh Dish. My God, Douglas, he has things to say, and it's amazing. Thank you again, Douglas.
Thank you both. Do you have a recipe? Share it with us. Just visit our website at www.pittsburghdish.com and look for our Share a Recipe form. If you enjoyed the show, consider buying us a coffee for this episode or supporting the show monthly. You can find links to those options at the bottom of our show description. And if you want to follow my own food adventures, you can find me on social media at Doug Cooking. That's our show for this week. Thanks again to all of our guests and contributors, and to Kevin Selecki of Carnegie Accordion Company for providing the music to our show. We'll be back again next week with another fresh episode. Stay tuned.